Good evening, students. Welcome to Jatadhara Educational Technology. These are the online free online classes for your SSC, Polycet, and Tsrjc examinations. And today we are here for our biology session. Okay. So the topic is already mentioned before you, that is heredity and evolution. Okay, students. So in this class we will be doing heredity part. In the upcoming classes we will be covering evolution as well. So today there will be a mixed session of theory as well as questions. Okay. So we will go through some highlight points which are very important for your exam. Okay. And then we will do the questions as well. Okay, students. So let's start the session. Okay. Okay. First of all, the question is, what is heredity? Okay. Students, you must have seen the differences in variations. Right? You must have seen variations in your life. Like nobody matches with anyone. Okay. You must have seen, suppose there is a very common example of colored eyes. Right? Differences in the characters. Suppose some people have brown colored eyes, some have green, some have blue. Blue is very rare condition, right? So what is the variation? Difference in characters within very closely related groups of organisms are referred to as variations. Means slight differences in characters. For example, the color of the eyeball. Okay, some people are having blue, some green. Most common is brown and black, right? So often a new character in a group may lead to variation, which also gets inherited. For example, what is the meaning of inheritance? Some characters that you are taking from your parents. For example, the color of the skin. Okay, suppose your parents are fair. Okay, and you are also fair. So your color has been inherited. But in case what is inherited, suppose the parents are not fair, but the child becomes fair. Okay, how is that possible? In the cross, it was not possible because they. So what happens in your parents? Let's say, let me take the pen. In your parents, there must be the genes of both fair color and dark complexion, right? Whatever gets appeared, that is known as dominant character. So your parents' color, that was a dark complexion, was dominant in there, but there was a recessive gene also present in them. That you in your generation, it has been inherited and it has expressed itself. Okay, so this is how variation comes. All right. See, Mendel. Mendel was the scientist who discovered this thing, variation. Okay, so what did he do? He conducted an experiment on pea plant. Okay, he selected few characters and he conducted the experiment. But in his experiment, there was one thing that he did his experiment in the purest form. Okay, so he conducted his experiment on the Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum is the name of the pea plant. Okay, so what happened? Let's discuss that. Over centuries, variation and their role in nature have been studied by naturalists. But during 19th century, a lot of work was done by several scientists. Some of these studies will help us to understand how variation occur and transferred from one generation to the another generation. Okay, what happened in 1857? Gregor Johann Mendel, okay, or George Johann Mendel, started working on the problem of how variation were passed from one generation to another. This question clicked in his mind, that how variation is passing. Something must be responsible for passing from one generation to another. How the characters are matching from parents. Okay, so Mendel uh, did not do his experimental work either in a university or in laboratory. as he was an Austrian monk in a monastery. Okay, he was a monk. So he simply did his experiment in the monastery garden. I told you he did his experiment on Pisum sativum, that is a pea plant. So he worked over 7 years, after which he presented the conclusion from his experimental data in the form of detailed research paper. Okay, and yes, George Johann Mendel is also known as the father of genetics. Okay, so these were the highlight points. What did he do? He selected the plants. For 7 years, he conducted his experiment, and every year he changed the characters. Okay, Mendel made many careful observation of plants and found that pea plant would be most suitable to carry on further experimentation because it has following advantages. What were the advantages? Well-defined characters, bisexual flowers, means easy pollination could go through it. Predominantly self-pollinating. Okay, as I said, easy pollination. Suitable for cross-pollination, and it is an annual plant, means in 1 year you can grow one crop. That was the main reason. Okay, then he planned and designed experiment to find out the answer to the question that came to his mind, that how variations are transferring from one generation to another generation. He had worked on nearly 10,000 pea plants of 34 different varieties. Okay, thus, Mendel had chosen 7 pairs of contrasting characters. 7 pairs of contrasting characters means what, students? As I told you, see, suppose one character you are selecting, height of the plant. So, what will be the contrast? One will be tall, another will be dwarf. This is the contrasting characters. So, what did he choose? What were the selective characters that Mendel chose for his experiment? Number one was color of the flower. Okay, purple or white, two contrasting characters he took. Second, position of the flower. Position means either in the axial or in terminal position. Okay, if they are axial, they are arranged in axial position throughout the length of the stem. Okay, then third thing, color of the seed. The seed is either yellow or green in color. Then fourth was shape of the seed. Okay, shape is either round or wrinkled, round and smooth. And wrinkled was quite rough. Okay. Then fifth one, shape of the pod. Okay. The completely developed pod is either smooth or fully constricted pod. See, there was a contrast in the characters that is selected. Color of the pod. All the ripe pods are yellow in color and unripe pods are green in color. Either yellow or green in color. Then seventh was length of the stem. When the plants are grown in same environment, some stems are tall, that is 6 to 7 feet, and some stems are dwarf, that is 3 to 4 feet. Okay, so these were the characters he selected. Students, this is the most important thing that you must know about the Mendel experiments. What was the contrasting pair of characters that Mendel has selected? Okay, next thing. See, these contrasting characters he had selected, flower color, flower position, seed color, seed shape. Okay, see, this is the axial position. Means the flowers were grown on the axis, and terminal position on the top of the stem, you can say. Okay, and over here dominant and that is generation phenotype, F2 generation phenotype and ratio is present before you. Okay, that is 3 is to 15 is to 1, 3 is to 14 is to 1. All right. Seed color he selected, seed shape he selected. Then you can see a pod shape, that is inflated or constricted. Pod color, that was green or dwarf. Stem length, tall or dwarf. Okay. Okay. See, pea is an annual plant with A life cycle of 1 year. I already told you it is a cool season crop given in grown in many parts of the world. Okay, peas generally come in the market in the winter season, right? Peas were present in Afghanistan in 2000 BC, in Harappa, Pakistan, and in northwest India 2250 to 7000 1750 BC. In the second half of the second millennium BC, this pulse crop appeared in the Gangetic Basin and southern India also. Pea contained vitamin A, C, E, K, and B, and minerals like calcium, ferrum, the ferrous, that is iron, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, sulfur, and zinc. Okay. So what did Mendel do? Mendel hypothesized that characters were carried as traits. Okay. And organisms always carried a pair of factors for trait. Now, these factors that Mendel has taken, these are actually genes, but Mendel was unaware about this thing, so he called them as factors. Okay, he also hypothesized that distinguishing traits of the same character were present in the population of the organism. As I told you, that if you are a fair colored child and your parents are, suppose they are not, they are dark complexion, they have dark complexion, so you are having the both distinguishing traits, all right, contrasting pair of characters. You are having the genes of fair complexion as well and dark complexion as well. So this is what he is trying to say. He assumed that the traits shown by the pea plant must be in the seeds that produce them. The seeds must have obtained these traits from the parent plants. That is why he conducted his experiment on the pure plants. Okay, he selected the pure on the homozygous plants. Okay, how do parent plants pass on their traits to the seeds? Mendel carried out several experiments to find out his answers. See, procedure that Mendel followed. What did he do? Mendel selected varieties of plants, obtained their seeds, and grew more plants out of them. He first allowed self-pollination to take place in plants of particular variety. Okay, firstly, he did self-pollination. Now, by the process of repeated self-pollination, Mendel produced seeds of varieties he called the pure. That means in the purest form. Okay. Then he would often start experimentation with such pure variety and allowed the plants to grow and start flowering. Then he would cross pollinate them. Okay. Suppose what did he do? Suppose he took the flower, removed the stamen from the purple flower. And then what did he do? He transferred the sperm bearing pollen from the stamens of white flowering to the egg bearing carpel of the purple flower. Okay, he had already cut over here, he had removed the stamens, means no pollination. Then what he will do? He will now it is left with only carpel. What did he do? He took the stamens from the white flower and from them, he collected the pollination and pollinated the purple flower. Then he observed that in the new upcoming crop, what kind of the plant is bearing what kind of flowers. Okay, he examined that, and that was known as his first generation. Examined offsprings of purple flower. Okay, then see, monohybrid cross. A cross pollination between a purebred of yellow seed bearing plant and green seed bearing plant, having the result first filial generation that we say as F1 generation. What did he do? He took one yellow colored pod and one green colored pod. These are the parents. He crossed them. Okay? Means cross pollinated them, and he observed the F1 generation. He found out that it is having the yellow colored pod. Okay, yellow colored seeds, not pod. These are the seeds. Sorry, students. Then what did he do? The F2 generation had about 75% of the yellow seeded pea plants. Okay, 75% means you can say the ratio was 3 is to 1. Okay, and 25% of the second green seed. But how did he found that F2 generation? What did he do? In the first generation, what did he do? All pea seeds were yellow. On self-pollinating these plants with the following results were obtained. Okay, he self-pollinated. Then in the F2 generation, when he crossed these, what did he found? That 75% yellow and 25% green. Okay, in the F1 generation, there was a self-pollination of only yellow, 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 yellow. And then he found all the pods, when he found all the pea pods with yellow seeds, then he cross-pollinated with the green one and he found that the ratio is 3 is to 1. Okay. Now, adding to the above results, what Mendel concluded, a set of peas, about 25% obtained in F2 generation are yellow seeded plant, that is homozygous dominant. A set of peas, about 50% obtained in F2 generation are heterozygous. Yellow and give yellow, heterozygous yellow and give yellow and green seeds. Okay, means mixed one. Okay. And third conclusion, what did he do? A set of peas about 25% obtained in F2 are green seeded. Means he found that 25% was pure yellow, 25% was uh, pure green, and 50% was mixed one. Okay, hybrid yellow. Understood? Okay. Mendel made some assumptions by which he could explain these observations. First assumption he made that every pea plant has two factors which are responsible for producing a particular character or trait. Now the determining agent responsible for each trait is called a factor. Understood? A pure breed parental yellow, okay, or you can say a pure breed, that is pure yellow seed producing pea will have both the factors of the same type. Let us say, let us denote them with YY. Y stands for yellow color. So, a pure breed parental green, seed producing green, okay, will also have both the factors of the same type. Let us denote them by small yellow. Okay, now YY and small y are called homozygous. Okay, as the factors in them are same. And Y, capital Y and small y, they are known as heterozygous as the factors in them are different. Understood, students? So this is how we do. During the reproduction of one factor from each parent is taken to form a new pair of the progeny. And third assumption he made that one of these will always dominate the other if mixed together. Okay, means two characters you have taken yellow and green, and out of them, if you are mixing, one will dominate. Okay, and on the basis of this, what did he give? He gave the you can say theory of dominance. Now see, assume that y, the one causing yellow, is a dominating and factor and small y. That means if capital Y and small y come together, y will dominate. Understood? Means it will produce yellow plants or yellow seeds. Okay. Self-pollination in F1 generation. On self-pollinating, you will get only yellow. Okay. The new braid having any combinations of Y and Y. See, this is how it goes. What he has taken capital Y, small y means heterozygous condition. He is pollinating the flower. What you will get? One pure yellow, two hybrid yellow, you can say, and one pure white. Okay. And in F2 generation, that is the ratio will be 3 is to 1. Okay. Phenotype. What is phenotype? Thus, in F2 generation, we can clearly observe that 75% is yellow and 25% are green one. This is known as a phenotype, means externally visible characters, and the ratio is called phenotypic ratio or monohybrid phenotypic ratio, that is 3 is to 1. What is genotype? Genetically, in 75% yellow seed producing pea plants, only 25% is pure yellow, right? And 50% is hybrid yellow, okay? And 25% is again pure green, okay? So this is the genotype, and this it will also be having another ratio that is known as genotypic ratio, okay? What will be the genotypic ratio? Genotypic ratio will be 1 is to 2 is to 1, means 1 pure yellow, 2 hybrid yellow, and again 1 pure green. Understood? Next question. Mendel's laws. Mendel gave three laws: law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. So, what on the basis of his experiments he gave? Mendel propounded that among the pair of closely related alleles or factors, okay, the factors, the term he gave was alleles. For a character, only one expresses itself in the first generation, and one allele is dominant over the other. This was known as law of dominance. Okay, for expression of each character, a pair of factor or allele are responsible. Okay, so each one of these alleles is received from each parent. When this generation form gametes, the alleles get separated and each one enters into a separate gamete rapidly, randomly. Okay, this separation of alleles. This line, students. This separation of alleles at the time of formation of gametes is called law of segregation. Okay, means they do not blend another gamete or they do not influence another gamete. They get completely separated at the time of the formation of gamete. This law is known as law of segregation. And Mendel also explained the process of inheritance of more than one character. For this, he proposed law of independent assortment. Okay, parent to progeny means transmission or passing of characters or traits from is called heredity, and the process is known as inheritance. How do traits get expressed? Mendel hypothesized that each character or trait is a is expressed due to the pair of allele or contrasting characters or factors. Now, these factors were known as genes. Now we know these factors as genes, and gene is a segment of nucleic acid that is called DNA. Okay, and in some viruses, RNA is there. Okay, sex determination in human beings. Now, these are the highlight points, students. Each human cell contains 23 pairs or 46 number of chromosomes. Out of 23 pairs, 22 pairs of chromosomes are autosomes, and one pair of chromosome is known as allosome or sex chromosome. Now, this allosome determines that whether you are going to be a male or a female. Okay, females have two XX chromosomes while males are having X and Y chromosomes. Okay, now all the gametes that is over by a woman have only X gametes. Okay, the gamete that is a sperm, it produces X chromosome and the other one with Y chromosome. Now, if the sperm carries Y chromosome, then what will happen? A baby boy will be born. And if it carries X chromosome, what will happen? A baby girl will be born. See, suppose here, there is a father, there is a mother. Okay? So he is having two types of chromosome. Father is having XY chromosome, mother is having only XX chromosome. Okay, so there will be the gametes X, Y. Here will be gametes X and X. Now, for the formation of a child, what will happen? There will be a cross between these gametes. If X crosses with the X, there will be a daughter. If Y chromosome crosses with the X, what will be there? There will be a son. Okay. So this is how uh, sexuality of human beings is determined. Understood? Okay, students. Now let's come up to few questions which are very, very important. Okay. We'll give only 20 seconds to you all to answer the questions. Okay. The first question before you. Appendix is the vestigial organ in human beings but useful for monkey, rabbit, crocodile, or alligator. Hurry up, students. Your 20 seconds are running very fast. Quickly write your answers. Appendix is the vestigial organ in human beings but useful for monkey, rabbit, crocodile, or alligator. Students, the correct answer is rabbit. Okay, option number 2, rabbit. So those who have selected rabbit, you all are correct. Next question. Who is said to be a moving museum of vestigial organs? And your options are number 1, human being, option number 2, monkey, option number 3, elephant, or is it option number 4, tiger? Quick, students. Hello. Quickly write your answers in the chat box, students. I'm waiting for it. Okay, many responses are already there. Let me reveal the correct answer, students. The correct answer is option number 1, human being. And yes, you all are correct. Harish, uh, Nikita, Shobha, Bhavna, Naveen, everyone is correct. Excellent, students. I'm so glad to see your responses. Students, keep answering like this. Okay. Please make the session interactive. Next question. Genetic drift provides, and your options are number 1, evolution in the population. Option number 2, diversity in the population. Option number 3, convergency in the population. Or is it option number 4, none of the above? Hurry up, children. You will get only 20 seconds for every question. We have ample of questions from the topic. So quickly write your answers as soon as possible. Genetic drift provides evolution in the population, diversity in the population, convergency in the population, or none of the above. All right, revealing the correct answer, that is option number 2, diversity in the population. Okay, genetic drift provides diversity in the population. Next question. Who proposed the laws of heredity? And your options are number 1, Darwin, option number 2, Mendel, option number 3, Morgan, or is it option number 4, Sutton? Who proposed the laws of heredity? Darwin, Mendel, Morgan, or Sutton? Hurry up, children. Yes, you all are correct. Those who have selected option 2, Mendel. I can see maximum of you have selected Mendel. You all are correct, students. Well done. Okay, next question. Fossil Archaeopteryx is the connection link between, and your options are number 1, reptiles and fish. Option number 2, reptiles and birds. Option number 3, amphibian and fish. Or is it option number 4, birds and mammals? Fossil Archaeopteryx is the connection link between reptile and fish, reptile and birds, amphibian and fish, or birds and mammals. Come on, children. All right, revealing the correct answer, students. That is option number 2, reptiles and birds. Okay, students, reptiles and birds is the right answer. Those who have selected option 2, you all are correct. Next question. At present, the most accepted theory of evolution. And your options are number 1, synthetic theory. Option number 2, natural selection. Option number 3, Malthus theory. Or is it option number 4, none of these? At present, the most accepted theory of evolution, synthetic theory, natural selection, Malthus theory, or none of these. Hurry up, children. I am waiting for your answers. Okay, Harika is saying synthetic theory. That is option number 1. And yes, you are correct, Harika. Synthetic theory is the right answer. Okay, modern synthetic theory is currently it is the most accepted theory of evolution. Before that, it was natural selection. Next question. The sex of the human child depends on the sex chromosome present in the. And your options are number 1, egg. Option number 2, sperm. Option number 3, both 1 and 2. Or is it option number 4, none of these? Come on, children, answer the question. Sex of the human child depends on the sex chromosome present in egg, sperm, both 1 and 2. That is egg and sperm both, or none of these. All right, the correct answer is option number 2, sperm. Okay, Narsimha, Naveen, Anitika, and those who have selected option number 2, you all are correct. Why sperms? Because X chromosome is having with male also and with female also. So the sexuality depends only on Y chromosome. If Y chromosome will fuse with the X chromosome, then boy will be produced. Or male, you can say. Next question. Carbon dating is used to determine the age of. And your options are number 1, fossils. Option number 2, living animals. Option number 3, dead animals. Or is it option number 4, human beings? Carbon dating is used to determine the age of fossils, living animals, dead animals, or human beings. Students, you all are doing great. Keep answering like this, students. If you will answer like this, you will definitely crack the exams. Okay, revealing the correct answer, students, that is option number one, fossils. And every one of you are correct. I can see many of you have answered the option number one only. Next question. These are evidences of ancient life forms. And your options are number one, vestigial organs, option number two, measles, or is it option number three, fossils, or all the above? Evidences of ancient life forms, vestigial organs, measles, fossils, or all the above. Okay, the correct answer is option number three, fossils. Okay, Shubha, you are correct. And all those who has written option three, you all are correct. But option three is the right answer, students. Next question. Evolution of analogous organs is called. And your options are number one, divergent evolution. Option number two, convergent evolution. Option number three, resurgent evolution. Or is it option number four, recessive evolution? Hurry up, children. Evolution of analogous organs is called divergent evolution, convergent evolution, resurgent evolution, or recessive evolution. Okay, the correct answer is option number two, convergent evolution. Okay, yes, Bhavna, you are correct. Well done. And all those who have selected option two, you all are correct. I cannot take everyone's name, but whoever's name is coming on my screen at first, I am taking their names, students. Okay. Next question. Organs which are structurally different but functionally similar are known as. And your options are number one, vestigial organs. Option number two, homologous organs. Option number three, analogous organs. Or is it option number four, judicial organs? Organs which are structurally different but functionally similar. Hurry up, children. All right, your 20 seconds are over, students. The correct answer is option number three, analogous organs. Okay, so those who have selected option three, you all are correct. Well done, students. All right, students, I am leaving till here. Okay, and we will meet super soon in the next class with new upcoming videos. All right, students, till then, stay tuned. And yes, do not forget to subscribe our channel, that is Jet Program. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.